Greetings, this is Spec Ops 56 and my faithful cameraman John Toe coming to you from Homebrew Central, and this is part 2 of our excellent cider making adventure, and at least we hope it's going to end up excellent. The cider has been in the primary fermenter for about 3 weeks now, which is about a week longer than I intended and than it needed to be, but that's a whole nother story. What we need to do now is we're going to need to rack the cider, or otherwise known as transfer the cider, into the secondary fermenter and leave it in the secondary fermenter for at least 2 or 3 weeks for it to finish fermenting and to clear the cider. We may end up having to rack it more than once. We'll have to wait and see. So what we'll have to do here is we'll remove the stopper, and I've got a racking siphon that we'll put in here, and we'll just suck it up and move it into here, trying to avoid getting the sediment in with it. Then we'll take a gravity reading, and after that we'll add a half a tablespoon of a thing called pectic enzyme, which will help to clarify the cider. And then we'll shake it up to give it some oxygen, and we will then put the stopper and the airlock on it, and it will go back into the hallway bathtub for at least another 2 weeks, possibly more, and then we'll check it and see if it needs to be racked a second time. So that's what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and get started, and we'll come back when we're ready to do the siphoning. Okay, we're getting ready to rack it into the secondary. Now, this is a racking siphon here, and I've never used this before, so I'm hoping I don't screw it up. I'm trying to also keep the bottom of the siphon off of the sediment at the bottom. So we'll see how this is going to go. This all these bubbles in here, that's just from the sanitizer. Not going to hurt a thing. So let's see how this will work. Okay. Yeah, that works pretty well. Anyway, to avoid getting some sediment, especially with all that well fermented fruit in there. One or two more here. What do you think?
That looks good.
Yeah, I think that's probably about as much as we're going to get. Okay. Put that over here. Now I need to get a sample for the gravity. John, I'll need your eyes to come over and take a look and see if you can read what it says on the scale. Here.
like 1.30
Yeah. So one.
a 1.
A one. Huh. Well, I'll, have to run that through the calculator and find out what that is going to give us as far as alcohol content. And I'm putting this back in here because I did sanitize the test tube and the hydrometer, and I didn't want to lose any of this good cider. So, probably should have tasted it.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, JP said you could go ahead and taste it just to see if it's gonna have any off flavors. So let me get something for us to taste it in. Just a taste. I mean, we're not going to drink a glass of it.
No.
But it smells good. I can say that.
That's okay.
Well, let's find out.
Smells good.
Yep.
Whoa,
Oh, yes.
It
Yes.
has got some alcohol in there.
Definitely does. Yes, indeed. It has a kick. I think this is going to turn out pretty good.
I do believe. Wow.
We might need to back sweeten it a little bit because it's not quite as sweet as I expected.
Yeah.
Because it does seem to have a pretty high alcohol content.
Yeah. Tastes a little dry, as I would call it.
Exactly, yeah. So let's dry off the spoon so you can put the pectic enzyme in there.
All right.
Okay, and here's the enzyme, half a tablespoon.
Which is what this is, right?
That's what that's, yeah. Yeah, I'm letting John measure out the pectic enzyme powder because of my shaky hands. We're liable to have a snowstorm here. John don't seem to be doing a whole lot better.
That should do it.
I would guess so, yeah. It's probably not rocket science, so dump it in there. And I will get the stopper. First we use the solid stopper. Put some, oh yeah. Yeah, that's got some gas coming out. I can feel it.
Yeah, I heard it too.
There you go. All right. I hope we don't have a problem with the with the stopper for the airlock like we did in the primary. Now let's see if this stopper will stay in.
Nope. Maybe.
Maybe. It's not real.
You want to strap it just in case?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to strap it like the other one. I don't know why we're having this problem, but I think that would be probably a wise thing to do just in case. So we're going to cut and go get some Ziploc ties, and we're going to strap this thing down so it doesn't turn into a rocket. And we'll be right back. Okay, John fixed us up with some ties here to make sure that this stopper and airlock doesn't turn into a guided missile. And so as you can see, out of what we started with, so far this is what we've ended up with, this amount. It's obviously less than a gallon, but you know, like I said, this is our first batch. We're experimenting, and at least this gives it plenty of room for the gas. And this thing is, as you can see, this thing has already started off gassing quite a bit. So I assume that means that the some of the yeast in there are still alive and they're ready to eat. So we're going to leave this in the secondary here for at least 2 weeks. Then we'll check it, and if we need to rack it again, we will do so. But whatever happens, we will update you in the next part. This is Spec Ops 56 and John Toe saying see you then.